Hey y'all, welcome back to Mandy's Music Monday. It's been a while, so let's just get on with it. Um, okay, the last time I talked to y'all, I said I wanted to do like theories. Still makes me giggle about X-Files. I even have my Labyrinth shirt on. Isn't he purty? And I also have on in the background, I have on Best of David Bowie DVD. And this is actually what I use to like compile my list just because there are 47 videos on here. I tried to pick videos that weren't performance videos. A lot of the ones on here are, especially this first disc, um, Space Oddity and Life on Mars and Ziggy Stardust, Rebel Rebel. A lot of them are from like, this one's from Top of the Pops. The Ziggy Stardust one is obviously from the movie. What else is on here? Young Americans is from a talk show. So I basically just try to stay away from like his early performances where they were mainly, just like him standing there singing. Even though Rebel Rebel is a good video because his hair is red and he has an eye patch on for no apparent reason other than he's David Bowie and he's like, bitches, I'm wearing an eye patch, get over it. So anyway, let's start with these really aren't any particular order except for number one. There are a couple of videos that I wish I would have included on here, but I already went ahead and just did 5. So let's get on with it. Number 5 is Let's Dance. Let's Dance is just, there's a live performance of it that I really love, and it's the one where he's in the red jacket, and he just rocks it, and he dances a little bit. But he said, like, I was doing some research on here because I wanted to like find out about the videos and stuff too, which by finding out the videos, I mean I Wikipedia them. So he said, like, Let's Dance is a very simple, very direct statement against racism and oppression, and he said it's the same for China Girl too. But Let's Dance it starts out. It was filmed in Australia. It's got the Aboriginals in it, the Aboriginal tribe, and it's a boy and a girl, and like these other people, and they're like out in the wilderness of Australia, and she finds this pair of red shoes, and she's dressed in kind of a raggedy gown, and the boy, that's her man, he like doesn't have a shirt on and stuff, so she gets these red shoes, and all of a sudden they're modernized, and they're gonna go to the city basically, and they basically get like hard labor jobs. Like she becomes a maid and he works in a factory, and they start making a little money, and it shows them going to like fancy dinners and blah blah blah. And like in the beginning she's put these red shoes on and she's dancing, and then it shows them dancing in like this club where David Bowie's singing, and then by the end of it they realize, you know what, we were better off without these red shoes. So then it shows them back in the wilderness and she's like stomping on the shoes. And I mean, it's like, I understand, I guess, what they were going for in the video. But I really like that one. David Bowie is very tan in that video, and his hair is very yellow in that video. It's very yellow in Modern Love, too. I guess he was going through a yellow hair phase. I don't know. Was yellow hair really big in the 80s? It might have been. This is absolute beginners playing behind me. I love this song videos. Okay. Number 4 is Time Will Crawl, and not necessarily because I like this video, but I've seen this video so much because Bug, my little sister, she's 8. She loves David Bowie too, and Time Will Crawl was her favorite video, and I watched that video so much with her, especially when I got this DVD. She always wanted this DVD, and she always wanted to watch Time Will Crawl. Other than the Labyrinth one, she liked to watch the Labyrinth videos too. And the one thing that always cracks me up is Bug asked me one time, she's like, why is he wearing his pajamas in that video? And I guess to her, it looked like he was wearing his pajamas. But that video was filmed for their rehearsals for the Glass Spider tour. And, I mean, it's basically, they're in this room, and it's got Peter Frampton, he's playing guitar, but he didn't play guitar on the album. He just toured with him for the Glass Spider tour. And, the Glass Spider tour had like a lot of dancing and stuff in it, and he's basically dancing with his, dancers in like this rehearsal place. But the crazy thing is like most of the video they're like dance. You know how like they are like like how they dance fight, they're like dance kicking his ass in most of that video. Okay, this is the third time I've tried to film this because the other time I jacked up. So let me try and continue where I was. A time will crawl for the third time. Anyway, there's a part where the guy is like jumping. He's got the blue spandex shorts on, and he's got like a red tank top on, and like all of a sudden, like right in the middle of the video, he just like freaking busts out in the most insane 80s cheesy seizure-like dancing I have ever seen in my entire life. And number one, it's weird. And number two, it's so weird you're going to want to see it again. And number three, you're going to watch it like 5 times. I'm not even joking. Not even joking. I'll find out like what the little time stamp thingy is on it, and I'll like put it at the bottom. But I mean, every time I watch that video, I have to watch that part at least like 3 or 4 times. And I'm like, what the hell did I just watch? Let me rewind it and watch it again. And so I do. Yeah, that happens. And this is Jump They Say. If you were to ask Bug what her favorite David Bowie videos are, this would be one of them. So, Time Will Crawl also, he said, is about pollution and destruction of the planet by the industry. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but David Bowie probably does, and as long as David Bowie knows, that's good for me, because a lot of times David Bowie talks really smart, and I don't know what he's talking about, and not that he's like talking too smart for me, because he's saying words that I know what they mean, but he puts them together in like one sentence, and I don't know what they mean when he puts them all together in that sentence. I don't know. And also there's a remix that he did in like 2008. He released it on something. He released like a bunch of, I think, remixes or something. I actually think it was a CD that came in a magazine. That's the one I'm thinking that it is. And there's like a Time Will Call remix on there, and I love that one mainly because it has like less of the 80s pop, and it's like more like hard guitar. Like it sounds more like, I guess, 80s rock maybe. I don't know. I enjoy it, but that's the version I like to listen to a lot. And number 3 is Blue Jean. Now, I do have to say this. I had never seen the long version of Blue Jean. There's like a 20-some-odd second video of Blue Jean, and then there's the video that they showed on TV, which is like 3 minutes, and that's the version that's on here. The Blue Jean that's on here is only like 3 minutes long, and it's basically the performance piece in that. Well, the original video is like a little story. So, when I got on YouTube, just to kind of refresh my memory, and I was going to watch the videos really quick. Well, I looked up Blue Jean, and wouldn't you know it, all of a sudden the EMI music video version of freaking Blue Jean popped up, the 20-minute version. And I know the last time I looked for that, it was not on there, because I've been trying to buy the VHS off eBay forever. And I'm never going to get it because, number one, I love my soul, and I don't want to sell it to the devil to get enough money to buy VHS of Jazzin' for Blue Jean to freaking get the damn VHS. That's all I'm saying. So I seriously just watched it like an hour or so ago for the first time, and I loved it. And I finally realized why David Bowie has a band-aid on his nose. I didn't know why he had a band-aid on his nose. And number 2, in that video, his makeup is awesome. Like, just the way that it's shaded and everything, you know, it's supposed to look at that. It's totally awesome. And then they have all that gold stuff in his hair, and it just, I mean, he doesn't even have to be standing in the light to make him look like he's standing in the light. Plus, he's got them cool eyes anyway. So it was just totally hot. Plus, he freaking works it in the genie costume. I mean, like, he was totally, like, dancing his little ass off in the genie costume with his little genie shoes on. I mean, if anybody's going to work it in a genie costume, I guess it would be David Bowie. You know, yeah. But I'm going to tell you the story that I know I haven't told y'all, and I usually just, I don't know. Anyway, okay, like David Bowie has like a certain way. I like this video too. Not necessarily the song. He looks pretty in this video. But he has a certain way that he dances. Like, he claps and he shakes, and, you know, he does his hips. Like, that's just a David Bowie dance. You would, if you watch enough David Bowie videos or live performances, you'll know the David Bowie dance when he does it. So, okay. A long time ago, like, I was really young, so my dad and my uncle were, like, in their 20s. On the weekends, my uncle would come over, and they would always have a few drinks. Well, when my uncle had enough drinks, you knew he was done, because he wanted to listen to Leonard Skinner, That Smell, on the stereo in the living room. No matter who was asleep, he was going to blast it. So there was a few times I got up and I peeked, because I'm like, holy hell. They got the music on, you know, it's loud and it would wake you up, and it was always Leonard Skinner, That Smell. Well, my uncle would dance to this particular song, and the way he danced was he would clap And he would go like that, and he would clap, and he would go like that. So the first time I seen David Bowie do that dance, I was like, holy freaking cow, he's doing the drunk uncle. So whenever David Bowie dances like that, I'm like, David Bowie's doing the drunk uncle. And, you know, and it was just because I saw my uncle do it first before I seen him do it, you know. So, yeah, David Bowie does the drunk uncle, and I love it. Like, when my uncle did it, it was, you know, funny. When David Bowie does it, you know, it's a totally different type of drunk uncle, but to me, that's what he's doing. But yeah, at the very end of that video, like when he's talking to the director, you know, he's like saying, oh, well, you know, she's supposed to get out of the car and she's supposed to come back with me. But the thing is like, okay, she went with David Bowie and she left with David Bowie. And I don't see a problem with that. I mean, to me, that's a good night. I mean, if you arrive with David Bowie and you leave with David Bowie, I mean, win for you. Okay. Number 2. Is I'm Afraid of Americans. I'm Afraid of Americans. It was originally written for the Outside album. It didn't get put on there. And then it got released on Showgirls. I've never seen that movie, but I guess it's like a rough outtake of it. And instead of saying I'm afraid of Americans, he's saying I'm afraid of the animals. So that got kind of popular, I guess. And so the 9 Inch Nails remixed it, and it ended up on the Earthling album. And I enjoy it, and I like it. So in the video, or in the song, he talks about a character named Johnny. So Trent Reznor's in the video, and he's playing Johnny, and he's like stalking David Bowie all over New York City, and so it, you know, it's kind of creeping David Bowie out. It kind of creeped me out a little bit too, and so he's chasing him, and then like David Bowie is kind of getting paranoid. Sorry, this video is okay too. David Bowie has really nice legs in this video. That's all I'm saying. What was I talking about? So he's chasing him all over the city, and David Bowie's like looking around over his shoulders and stuff. You know, he's like looking for him, like where is he? You know, and so as he's like looking at other people, and the other people that he's looking at, they're like, it's like little kids and a priest and an old woman, and they're like shooting each other. Only they're shooting each other like with how you would play if you were playing like cops and robbers and you're little and you're like bang, bang, bang with your fingers. That's what they're doing. But when he looks at him again, they're not doing that. So then he gets in a taxi, and it come to find out like Johnny's driving the taxi, and then it stops and Bowie gets out, and they turn around and like Johnny is there, and he's like holding like this big machine gun. Or, you know, he's not holding anything because it's all pretend. Only he's holding this machine gun. And he's like that, and it's like it's shooting at the taxi. Like there's glass flying, there's bullet holes in the car and stuff. And so David Bowie's like kind of crouched down, and he's like covered. And then when he looks up, it's all gone. Like there's no damage. Johnny's gone. And then he looks down the road, and like coming down the street is a parade, only it's like a Day of the Dead parade, you know, like that's kind of the creepy part of the video. And Trent Reznor is at the very end of the line, and he's like holding this big cross, and that's the end. It's a really cool video. I mean, I do like that video. Yeah, it's pretty good. And my number 1 favorite video, David Bowie video, which if you have watched any of my videos in the past, or you have watched even just a couple of Mandy's Music Mondays, you should know what my number 1 video is going to be. And my number 1 video is Strangers That We Meet. From the Outside album. The Outside album was like a concept album. So like, you know, I don't even know what this song is about. I don't even know if he knows what the song is about. It was written for Buddha of Suburbia. But then he put it on the Outside album. It's the last track on there. The Outside album is like a concept album. It's supposed to be about like artsy murder. He's making all kinds of crazy voices and stuff on it. He's talking like a baby. He's talking like a chick. He's talking like a really deep voiced dude. Whatevs. But anyway, this video, it takes place in like, it's supposed to be like a rundown, kind of old, decaying artist studio. And David Bowie is like at his most beautiful in his 90s makeup and hair, you know, like we were talking about in the other video. And he's basically like dancing around with this doll. I mean, that's like the whole video. It's like a woman in a doll costume, but the doll costume is like the rag doll that you would imagine. You know, it's got like yarn hair and like yarn eyelashes, and you know, you would think you would probably have like a button for an eye, but like only half of her face is the doll, and like only one hand is the doll. And, you know, there's like real girl. And so he's like dancing around with her, and he's giving her flowers. And like my favorite part of that video is they're laying in the bed, and he's like laying on top of the doll, and there's like these old, it's like a wrought iron headboard, you know, it's got bars on it, and he's like, you know, he's like kind of rubbing on the doll, and then he like grabs the bar of the bed, and like these two fingers right here are painted black and the rest are just bare, and I think that is so hot. Like, I love a guy in nail polish and eyeliner. I mean, it's, I love it. And David Bowie just pulled it off perfectly, and I'm like, oh my god, like that's when I first noticed how beautiful David Bowie's hands were. Was in that video with those two fingers painted black. And John Resnick, he also did it in the slide video. It's not the same fingers, but it's getting close to Strangers When We Meet, actually. I'll just start it. So yeah, I mean, it's just beautiful, and it's filmed like, it's really soft, like all the colors are really soft, it's kind of blurry, and he wears like this really cool sweater, like I wish I had that sweater. And then when he's singing On Top of the Pops, he had that sweater on, and I didn't notice that until I had seen that video like 100 times. I'm like, oh my god, that's There's No sweater, but he's got like a black trench coat over it, so you don't really know it's a one sweater. And yeah, it makes me excitificated just to watch that. And this video is actually kind of slightly filmed like the Heart's Filthy Lesson video, only the Heart's Filthy Lesson video is like 1,000 times creepier and bloodier and more self-mutilation, and like, I mean, that's kind of what that whole album was about, but like they've got like bloody dummies, and this dude's getting pierced in the forehead, and David Bowie is like all snuggling up with this dummy that's got its head on upside down, and like they're sawing dummies in half, and they're pouring paint on things, and he's wearing a weird mask and just acting creepy. And like, when MTV showed music videos back in the day, remember when MTV showed videos? I remember when MTV showed videos. They actually had to like what do you call it, censor a lot of it. So yeah, I've only watched that video like 2 or 3 times all the way through. But if you want to watch it, have fun, because it's memorable. So, yeah. If I do another Mandy's Music Monday for December, which I should, I'm going to do not another fave videos. I'm going to do my favorite Christmas music, because I enjoy Christmas music. I enjoy all music. And so, yeah. Okay. Bye, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I love this video. So excited that it's on. It makes me happy. Look how pretty he is. And he just wants to dance with a half doll, half woman. I mean, there's nothing weird about that, is there? There's nothing weird about that. So, okay, bye guys. See you next time.